The Earth's climate has always changed, cycling between ice ages and warm periods. But the shift happening now is different. It's occurring roughly 10 times faster than any natural warming period in the last 65 million years. This isn't a guess, it's a story told by mountains of data. Scientists drill deep into Antarctic ice, pulling up cores that hold tiny trapped bubbles of air from 800,000 years ago. Those ancient bubbles show us that today's CO2 levels are higher than anything seen in nearly a million years. This is the smoking gun. We see its impact everywhere. The hottest years on record have all happened in the last decade, and global sea levels are rising, partly because warmer water physically takes up more space, a process called thermal expansion. Our oceans are our unsung heroes, absorbing over 90% of the extra heat trapped in the atmosphere. But this service comes at a steep price. As CO2 dissolves into the water, it forms carbonic acid. This ocean acidification is often called the evil twin of global warming. It makes it harder for creatures like coral and plankton to build their shells, threatening the entire marine food web from the bottom up. Perhaps most frightening are the tipping points. Think of the Arctic. Bright white ice reflects sunlight back into space, but as it melts, it reveals dark ocean water, which absorbs heat. That absorbed heat melts even more ice. It's a dangerous positive feedback loop that accelerates warming, potentially beyond our ability to stop it, even if all emissions ended tomorrow. So where does that leave us? We have to fight on two fronts. We need mitigation, addressing the cause by rapidly cutting emissions, and we need adaptation, addressing the symptoms by building seawalls and developing drought-resistant crops. One isn't better than the other. To survive the changes already underway, both are essential.